Hey all, welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Channel. I'm Darren. Today I'm going to do something just a little bit different. I got 3 commercial, professional grade sous vide circulators, and we're just going to go over what the different features are for each one of these, different price points and all that. Just kind of give you what the differences are in all 3 of these. Not really going to do any testing of them, see which one is better or anything like that. Pretty much just going to go over the different features and see which one you might be interested in. I'll be right back.
Smoking, grilling, getting hot and hotter, sous vide and chilling from fire and water.
Okay guys, first of all I want to say, get this out of the way, because these 3 units are high priced units. They're not designed for or actually marketed to home cooks, although home cooks can buy these type of units. These are more strictly aimed at the commercial kitchen, professional chefs, food industry professionals, things that the businesses that actually use these, not for somebody who just uses them in their home. I actually use these in my home because I do a lot of sous vide, and of course with the channel and everything else I do, I need high quality, heavy duty units. So that's why I have all 3 of these. I actually bought 2 of these units myself. One of them was given to me to do a review on, and I've done that already. So I'm actually gonna go over pretty much just what the different features are of each one and the different price points, so you can kind of go over, if you are looking for a professional commercial grade unit, you can know what the differences are in these. And if you're a professional chef and you're looking at one of these, just to give you an idea of what the differences are. So like I said, if you're a home user and you're fine with your Joule, your Anova, your base unit, your Inkbird, that's great. Those will work fine for home use. These are strictly for, and they're designed for, and they're priced for the commercial kitchen. They're going to last a lot longer. They got some different options and actual features in here that are aimed towards the commercial kitchen. They're built to last longer. They're built to run continuously and for longer periods of time. So if you're a home user and you're looking for a budget sous vide circulator for 100 to 150 to 200 bucks, these aren't it. So let me get a little closer up here, and we're going to go over just exactly what the difference is in between these 3 units. Alright guys, so I got you a little closer up. You don't really need to see my face during this one. So I want to start out, and I'll be going from left to right here. This here is my Anova Pro. This is Anova's answer for a commercial type unit. It's made, mostly metal. It's geared towards a commercial type user or somebody that has a really heavy use of their sous vide. So this one will last you longer than their regular Anova Precision or the Anova Nano. It's got some features that the others don't have. First off, as you can tell, it's a strictly LCD screen, pretty much similar to their other units where it's a touch screen, but it's all LCD. There's no, it's not a really colorful or anything like that. You can pretty much just adjust your time and temp. This has Wi-Fi built into it, so you have the Anova Pro app, or the Anova app that will work with this, so you can have all the recipes and everything and adjustability with the Anova app over your Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. With this unit, there's nothing really built into the unit except that. It's got a coil-based heating system where the coils run through the length of the circulator, and it's got a plastic propeller at the bottom, but it is geared towards the commercial user where it actually can run for a long time. It's built, like I said, to run continuously and longer periods, so it's got a little bit more heft to it than the regular Anovas. I'm going to come back to these. I'm just introducing these right now. This is the Vac Master Sv5. Again, this is another commercial type unit with a pretty colorful LCD screen here. You can touch screen to use. One of the things that this one has that that this one does not have is it's got a little on and off switch on the back here, so you can turn it on and off. It's got a removable plug, so your plug-in can actually pop out and carry it around and detach the power cord. This one does not have that. Also, the Anova has an adjustable clip here in the back. The one on the SV5 is not adjustable, and it's kind of an oddball shaped. If you see, this is more oval than it is round, so it's kind of a weird shape. Makes it hard to use with different lids. So usually if I use this one, I use it with sous vide balls, because it doesn't really matter what the size or the shape of your unit is when you use that. So that's what this is. There is no Wi-Fi or Bluetooth in this unit. It's strictly LCD touchscreen. Does not have any built-in times and temps. You pretty much just set everything manually. Okay, let's move on to the Breville Polyscience Hydro Pro Plus. This one, I just received this one. This is one that Polyscience, Breville Polyscience, or Polyscience Culinary just released. It's got everything you would ever want in a commercial circulator. It's got an adjustable clip with a quick release, so that you can just pop this right off, and the clip is very big. You can go on pretty much any type of unit. It's very adjustable. You can go up and down. Big LCD touchscreen here. This is the one that has the built-in probe that you can actually put in your food to monitor the internal temperature of your food. It's got a built-in sous vide toolbox, which has all your different times and temps and all that you can figure out. It's got manual settings as well, which if you want to use your probe, you use the manual settings. And then you can actually do presets in this, where you can actually set your own. If you have pork tenderloin you like to do at certain times and temps, you can save that in the system and then have it run that every time you do a certain thing. So like I said, there's no Wi-Fi or Bluetooth on this. There is actually Bluetooth for this one, but the Bluetooth strictly goes to their HACCP, or their health code monitoring or logging system, where with your commercial kitchen and you use sous vide, most health departments require you to have a HACCP plan, which is just their health department plan where you got to actually tell out the different times and temperatures, or the temperatures of the food throughout the whole time, throughout the whole cook. This has the logging and all that. You can do that, especially that's what you use your probe for all your data logging. And this is really important to professional chefs. May not be important to a home chef, but it's very important to a professional chef using this in a commercial kitchen, because they need these logs to give to their health inspectors so that they can continue to use their sous vides. So, all right, so that's the three: Breville Polyscience Hydro Pro Plus, Vac Master Sv5, Anova Pro. All right, so since we got the basic introductions down and the basic what they are, I'll be right back and we'll go over some other things about these units. All right, guys, so I'm going to go over pretty much what the features are for each one. We'll start with the Anova Pro. Okay, the wattage on this for the pump and the heater is 1200 watts, which means it's pretty powerful. It's actually more powerful than a couple of their other units. The regular Precision, I think, is only at 1000 watts, and the Nano, I think, is at 750 watts. So this is actually Anova's most powerful unit at 1200 watts. I think it's about the same as the Joule and some of the others out there that are at 1200 watts. So this is probably right at the top end of most of your higher end home, designed units. So 1200 watts of power. It is IPX7 waterproof, so that means you could drop it in the water and not really have to worry about it getting wet and messing up your electronics. It does not have an adjustable flow on the bottom, but you've got multiple holes here, so when it circulates, it pretty much just blows all out throughout the bottom there. As you can see, it's got grates all through the bottom there. The flow rate of water, from what it says it can actually run through the circulator, is 12 liters per minute, which is pretty big for a unit, for somebody that's a home-based unit. It does not have adjustable multi-speeds like some of these others do. So it's pretty much whatever the speed is, that's the speed. The max container size that this can use now, this is kind of going to be up for debate, because I don't know if what they put in there, if it was actually tested, but they say that this can do 100 liter or 26 gallon container. That may be true. I don't know about that. For 1200 watt unit, that's pushing the outer limits. Both of these other units here that are actually have more wattage to them actually say that they can do less of a container, and I think that's probably because they're being a little bit more conservative. I think Anova's being a little bit more aggressive as far as that goes. So it says you can do up to 26 gallons or 100 liters, but that might be a little far reaching as far as I'm concerned. The construction, this is mostly steel. It does have some plastic and glass and Teflon coated aluminum as far as the internal guts, the coils themselves. That is a coil based heater, so there are coils. If you take this out, there's coils just like you would see in most other home based circulators. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, like I said before. The clip is adjustable, like I said before. There is no onboard guide or anything. You have to use your app in order to, pick any kind of cooking temperatures, unless you're setting it just manually. Any kind of recipes or anything like that. The propeller is plastic. And it's attached to a metal rod. So the weight on this is 3 pounds. There is no built-in probe, and MSRP on this is $399. Now it has gone on sale a few times over the last few months, down to $199. So if you ever see it for $199, that's a really great price for something like this. I would snap it up. So this is kind of like your basic commercial circulator. Has very little options as far as onboard, but you do have the Wi-Fi based app that you can do a lot with as far as setting the temperatures and times and built-in recipes and all that. So that's what we got from the Anova. I'll be right back. We'll go over the Vac Master. I'm going to go through these other two a little bit quicker because there's not as much to talk about on these. Okay, the Vac Master Sv5. It's 1300 watts on the motor and the heater, so a little bit more powerful than the Vac Master or the Anova. It doesn't really tell me if it's waterproof or not. I wouldn't, toss this thing in the water or let it fall in the water because of the plug can be removed here and the on-off switch, and there's a little access port up here that I believe obviously some air comes out, so probably water would get in it would probably short this thing out. So I wouldn't say this is waterproof. The maximum flow rate on here says it's 14 liters per minute, so it's a little bit more than the 12 liters per minute on the Anova. It does not have an adjustable flow, just like the Anova. There is no multiple speed adjustable, so you can't adjust the speed of the circulation on either one of these two units. The maximum size container on this one, even though it's got more wattage, says it's 20 liters or 5.2 gallons. So this is probably a lot more conservative than what Anova's got going for the maximum container size. So the construction, this one is kind of mostly plastic. There's metal, steel inside for the coils and all that, but the outside is mostly plastic, and it's got the LCD color screen there, touch screen, which is a little bit different. The clip is not adjustable like I went over. It's static, so you can't move the clip anywhere. The does not have any Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Everything is on board. The coils are the heaters, just like in the Anova Pro. The propeller is plastic, just like in the Anova Pro. This one weighs about 5 pounds compared to about 3 pounds on the Anova Pro. There is no probe on either one of these, where you can't use a probe for to measure the internal temperature. They're not built into this, so you can use an external third-party probe if you need to. And the MSRP on this is $5.99, and you could probably find it, I think I found it on Amazon for $4.99, so they go on sale as well, especially with some of the newer units that are coming out. This one is kind of dated. It's like maybe 4 years old, three or 4 years old now. So the technology on this is kind of dated. So $3.99, let's just say $4.99 here. And then, like I said, there's differences here. This one is a little bit more bulky. It's got a different shape, like I mentioned before. It's kind of an oddball shape. It won't fit the same container lids as the Anova Pro. All right, I'll be back. We'll go over the Breville Polyscience. All right, guys, last but not least, we'll go over the Breville Polyscience Hydro Pro Plus. This is a brand new unit, just came out this last month. This has been out, like I said, at least 3 years or so. This has been probably 2 years now on the market. This is strictly aimed at the commercial user and the professional kitchen. And one of the reasons I say that is because of the probe and the built-in HACCP reporting software that has it in there. This has Bluetooth, not Wi-Fi, and the Bluetooth will actually go to your phone with the Breville Polyscience HACCP reporting app, where all the data and logging from all the temperatures from your cooks will actually download into that software for a report you can give to your health inspector. This also has what's called the Sous Vide Toolbox, where, as with the Anova, you have your app that has all the recipes and everything in it that you might need. This has it built onto the system. This is a big touch screen, LCD screen, so everything's pretty much easy to just touch and get. It's got all the different foods on here with different times and temps. Tells you if you're asking for different textures and all that. You cannot use the Sous Vide toolbox here if you're using the probe. You have to use it with the manual settings so that you can actually pick the times and all that you actually are wanting to do on those particular cooks. And then, like I said, on here you can actually save your preferences, like if you have certain cooks that you want to do on a regular basis, like if you do pork tenderloin at a certain time and temp, you can actually log that in and have it run that every time you do a pork tenderloin. So there's some benefits to this particular one as well. This has a on-off button on the top here. You just kind of press it, hold it down, and it shuts off. Big touch screen here, just like it looks like a kind of like a phone. You don't need to use the probe with it. It plugs right into the back. And the thing with this probe, it has a microchip built in to the end of the probe here that will actually remember any kind of calibration that you need to do on the probe, because with calibration, when you calibrate thermometers, it's pretty much all in the probe itself. The probe is what dictates what calibration's needed. So this will remember. So you can take this probe and put it into any different Hydro Pro Plus, and it'll stay the same. You won't need to recalibrate it every single time. It'll stay with the probe itself, which is a good feature. Alright, so let's break down what the Hydro Pro Plus has. 1450 watts of power. So this has got the most power out of all three of these. IPX7 waterproof, so if you drop it in the water, you'll be fine. It does have an adjustable flow rate, so you can actually adjust your flow, 3 different flow rates on here. So I guess, fast, medium, and slow. So you can actually adjust the flow rate. And also on the bottom, on your bottom here, that cap actually turns, so you can actually adjust the way the flow is going. So if you want to turn your circulator sideways like this, you can have the water flow this way, or you can have it flow front to back. Either way you want to do it, you can adjust that on the bottom. Okay, the max container that they're saying on here is 45 liters or 12 gallons. Like I said, I think the 100 liters or 26 gallons on this one is probably a little overkill. This actually is 1450 watts, and they're saying less, 45 liters to 12 gallons. So I would say probably somewhere in between will be good on this one here. Construction is mostly stainless steel and plastic. The clip on here is adjustable. Like I said, it's got a quick release on here, so I can easily pop it right off. And then you can adjust it up and down, and then you got your alligator clip on the back. Bluetooth only, like I said, for the app, for the HACCP app. Has the onboard guide, which is the Sous Vide toolbox. The heating element on here is stainless steel. The difference between the heating element on this one and these two, these are coils that are kind of go down inside the unit that's under the water. This is actually an induction heater. So there's no coils in here, there's just the sides of the actual unit actually heat up. And if you go back to the unboxing that I did in this video, the video at the top, you'll see that the Breville Polyscience, the impeller, the circulator on the inside just pops right out. It's based on magnets, so it's not connected to anything in there. You can actually pop out the circulator or the impeller and clean it out really easy, and there's no coils in there. Everything's induction on the sides there, so it's and it's held in by magnets, the impeller there. So 4.4 pounds, so it is a little on the hefty side, but it is a commercial unit. It does have the probe, and this MSRP is $5.99. So that's what it sells for. You don't see too many discounts on this. It's a brand new product. It's in high demand because the probe is what the commercial kitchens have been asking for a long time. So this is probably going to be, you'll see this on selling out a lot of times. So totally 3 different professional grade units with different features. So I would step up. I would actually put these in a kind of a step up function. This, if you're a home cook and you want something really stable, something really is going to last you a long time, this is what you're going to want. You can actually control it with your phone app and all that, and do a lot of things that home cooks like to do. It's going to last you a long time, and it's built pretty strong. The Vac Master Sv5, like I said, there's no Wi-Fi or Bluetooth on this, but this will also probably last a long time because it's built really well. It is a little bit oddball sized, but it will last a long time as well. The Breville is strictly geared towards a commercial kitchen, but if you use your sous vide on a daily basis like I do, this is going to last a long time. It's got a lot of technology built into it. It's got different kinds of, like I said, the heating is induction. It's not coil based, so there's a lot less to go wrong with this one. Even though there's a lot built into the LCD, they have a really good history of service and support for the Breville, and this one here is the top of the line. So that's it, guys.